So currently, I'm actually stranded on this deserted island. It's not a thing I thought would have happened. What up? Good morning. Welcome to part 4 of our Bahamas adventure. So today is our final day in Sea Spray Marina here. And from this point on, we're basically gonna work ourselves to the west end. So today our plan is to do kind of a short little cross-country sort of thing, 20-something miles in total, but 3 stops, and one of which may or may not have swimming pigs. So I'm kind of stoked about that. Essentially, we're gonna load the boat up, get everything ready to leave this marina, and the guys are gonna chug along in the boat, and I'm just gonna go out self-sufficient on the Paramotor and land at a few stops along the way. Tomorrow, the mission is gonna be a super long 102-mile Paramotor flight all the way over to the west end. And then from there, we're gonna load everything up in the boat and chug across the ocean to Florida. 2 more adventures coming your way. Today's gonna be pretty awesome. Just some cross-country island hopping in the Bahamas.
A little bit sketchy there on the launch. We had some debris in the wing. This is one of those launches that you definitely want to make sure there's no debris in your wing before you go for it, because there's not really much room for error. So here's Sea Spray Marina, where the boat is, where we're departing today. Right down there is the bar where we've been eating and where I slapped my Risky Biscuit sticker this morning. Sea Spray Marina, home of the Risky Biscuit sticker. If any of you guys ever make it down here, definitely take a picture, post it on Instagram or something, and send it to me, because that would be awesome. Alright, we're down here at the lighthouse. Air's a little bit rowdy, just this bit inland, catching some thermally goodness. But yeah, there's some folks up there on the top of the lighthouse, chilling, waving, taking pictures. Alright, so we have to head that direction. And as you can see, there's a bunch of open water. Like I said, I don't have a support boat. I'm all on my own, so I have to make sure that I can always land on a beach if my motor dies. It's kind of part of the game. So I'm just gonna get a whole bunch of altitude and kind of hopscotch over to the next island. As I'm getting up here a little higher, the air's cooling off. It feels nice. Look how beautiful all that is down there. White sandy beach, turquoise water, puffy white clouds. What more could you ask for? I'm almost at cloud base here. Yeah, look at that. We're right at the bottom of the clouds. How beautiful is that? That is incredible. I don't think I've been up this high on this trip yet. This is epic. The clouds make it that much better. I'm just scraping the bottoms here. Maybe by the time we get to that next set, I can get over them. That would be even cooler. Here we go. Still climbing. We're gonna get over these little fluffy guys right here. And the air is absolutely butter smooth. Not a faint wisp of turbulence to be felt. I'm just nice and cool up here too. Just floating right along up here. We've done some pretty intense stuff over the past few days. This is like just the most beautiful sight I've seen down here so far. Alright, just put up a quick post on the Instagram and checked out our navigation. We're still on track. I'm just kind of mentally matching up what things look like on Google Maps to what they look like in real life, making sure we get there safe and on target. This is next level, dude. I think I can actually see our island ahead. I'm not quite sure. I'll double check when we get closer, but dude, I'm just following this little string of islands going between the clouds. What a freaking life. Alright, here we go. This is our first stop. This little island out to the left here. I'm still up at altitude. I guess I can roll off a throttle and we'll just kind of glide her in here. The wind direction down low is actually kind of coming left to right here. You can tell by looking at the shadows of the clouds as they move across the water. So I'm likely going to be landing at this sort of angle onto the tip of that's closest to me. It's a little cold up here, actually. It's really refreshing, but I'm almost shivering. I can't complain. If you guys can see straight out ahead, I'm noticing some precipitation hitting the ground. We've got a little bit more development over here as well, so I want to keep an eye on that. But straight ahead, the next little cove in there is likely going to be our next stop. That's Treasure Beach, I believe, or Treasure Key. Not exactly sure what they call it, but apparently it's ranked in like the top 10 beaches in the world. Now it's going to be a little tricky getting in there because it's on the lee side, but we'll feel it out. We'll do some passes and hopefully we can touch down over there. Just slowly drifting down from altitude. While I'm up here, I want to just kind of survey the whole area, take a look around, see what there is to explore when we land here. It looks like there's some sort of huts or, I don't know, something in the woods there. The brush. And then on this end we have a little teepee. On that end we have another teepee. We're back down in that moist, warm air. The stakes totally get raised when you're out here all alone. Gotta make everything count. I think I'm gonna set her down right on this end of the beach, right in that open area, and that'll be a nice launch as well. Just come in ever so gently. Oh yeah, the winds are kind of strong here. Yeehaw. Winds feel quite a bit stronger than when I launched, so I'm just going to keep that in mind for safety's sake. Let's go stow our gear. Check this out. Got the gear stowed. Now I just want to go explore this whole island. So we're going to walk around, probably do the whole perimeter and like go in the middle. And we've got 5 hours total to do this hop, skip, and jump. So I'm going to take my time and just explore the island.
solid, you know? Could probably spend a night in here. It's just enough room to lay down. Little camping mission. So I'm gonna take a quick walk up to the other sandy point where that other TP fort looking thing is. We'll check that out. The wind is pretty strong here, which, like I mentioned, our next stop is gonna be the one where the landing is on the downwind side, which may or may not happen. We'll see how the wind feels over there, but I'm thinking it might be a little bit questionable by the time we get over there. Got some driftwood architecture out here with modern day zip tie technology. We made it as far as we can get over here. So I'm gonna take a stroll back over and we're gonna try to find that hut thing that was on the middle of the island. So this island's pretty rad. For a deserted island, I rate it #1. All right, current situation, I've been chilling on the other side of the island where my motor is and everything. Just chilling, charging up my GoPro. I did a quick live stream on YouTube to give you guys an update of what's going on because I won't be able to post for a little while till I get back home. And I've been watching this big old storm develop, and I'll pan around and you can take a look behind me what we're working with. Over to my left here, you can actually see where the rain's touching down and the island disappears into the rain. On the other side, you can see way off in the distance there's some rain. It's just really dark and gnarly over that way, and that's pretty much the direction I have to head. So currently I'm actually stranded on this deserted island, which isn't a thing it's not a thing I thought would have happened. I didn't foresee this big old storm coming along, and I'm actually kind of shaded by the trees right now, so the wind speed is much less. But over at the launch, it's hauling even more than when I landed, which is on the borderline of like sketchy, especially when I'm all by myself and if something goes wrong, there's no one here to help me. I think the good news is everything is moving away from me. In the other direction, we have blue skies pretty much forever. I'm just gonna wait here for a little while and hopefully watch this stuff dissipate and go off into the distance. If it doesn't, I don't know what plan B is, but at this point, I'm really not comfortable with going back up and trying to get to my next stop with this huge dark sky and the rain going on. We'll pick up at the next live update from this episode of Stranded on a Deserted Island. Straight up hermit crab just moseying on by down here. Comment down below if you had hermit crabs as a pet as a kid. It's like the weirdest pet to have. I was always freaked out by them. Update, I'm just sitting on the little picnic table here, kind of waiting on the weather. I've communicated with the guys on the boat that I'm holding off here and I'm gonna see how that storm develops. They're still well behind me. In a little while, I'll go back out and check out what the storm development looks like. But yeah, I just saw that hermit crab and figured I'd give you guys an update on the situation. All right, back over on this end, the opposite of my launch site, and the sky looks a whole lot better. It's still kind of dark, but off in the distance, I can see exactly where I need to go. So I think I'm gonna go get set up and give her a try. We'll always keep a potential secondary option just in case this gets too funky with rain development, but I think I'm confident in giving it a try now. So let's see how it goes. I just tried to do some inflations out there on the beach, and the ideal situation for high wind launches is like a Cobra style where you put the wing crosswind instead of directly downwind, and then you kind of milk it up sideways up and over your head. And that's what I was going for, but I couldn't even keep the wing like from rolling away. I put a bunch of sand on it and that didn't work. Hey look, another hermit crab. There's no way I could get that wing up, and even if I did, I think I'd get yanked and dragged down the beach, which In normal situations, I might be willing to attempt that sort of risk, but here on this island with absolutely no one to help me, if I get yanked off the island into the ocean, that's a bad situation. If I get yanked into the trees and get jammed up with a spear or something through my leg or broken ankle or something like that, I don't want to be out here all alone. I'm just not willing to take that amount of risk with the conditions I feel right now. Even though right now I think it's just out of the realm of possibilities, to be honest. So I sent some messages to the guys. They're about an hour and a half away. I've probably been on this island for about 3 hours now and haven't had anything to eat. I've got some carrots that were originally intended for swimming pigs. First we were stranded because of thunderstorms. Now we're stranded because of high winds. Just waiting on the boat to arrive out here, and I've got some carrots that were originally intended for the pigs. They're, I don't have anything to clean them off with, really, but survival. Not too bad. Looks like the rescue boat is just about here. Canyon's on his way over on the dinghy. I think we've been here for about 5 hours, just chilling on this little deserted island. My savior.
I brought libations.
Yes.
Certain things that I know you don't have on the island. These are libations.
Oh, sick.
Quick. You guys don't have that here, do you?
I don't think so. I didn't see any. I looked around.
Wing bags.
Nice.
Sony camera.
Oh, beautiful.
And Pop-Tarts.
What? Pop-Tarts?
Yeah.
You're the man.
That commercial where that guy's all stranded on an abandoned island. And he's fishing, he's trying to survive, he's doing all this shit, his beard's getting longer and longer. And then finally a helicopter comes in and gets him, and he gets on there and he's like, "Are you guys the Coast Guard?" And then they lift up and they're like, "No, we're from the resort." He was like, "There's a resort right around the corner."
That's awesome.
I'm gonna try to quarter in like this.
Got it?
So that I can swing. Oh shit. That's alright. We're not gonna get upset about that. Oh. That's not a big deal. Yeah, boy. Look at that. Backup hat.
What? Not even a big deal. Well, that was intense. Legitimately stranded on a deserted island, rescued by boat. We just got everything on board, and I think we're gonna go find a spot to anchor now. Oh, what? It's me from the future. Don't worry, this isn't the last Bahamas video. There will be one more video, number 5, coming very soon after this one. But this night of our stranded on a deserted island adventure, I ran out of time, it was dark, I didn't have a cool place to film, so here I am now for the outro. First off, that stranded on a deserted island adventure was awesome. Even though it wasn't what I intended on doing, it was still incredible to be all by myself on that island, surrounded by turquoise Kool-Aid water. So huge thank you to the guys at Team Fly Halo for rescuing me and for putting on the whole mission. So make sure you check them out, link down below. They do training and gear sales specifically for Scout paramotors. So if you're into getting a Scout, those are the guys to hit up. Also in the description will be my website. Check that out for paramotor related merch like this Risky Biscuits hat. Get them while they last. We actually have a new design coming very soon, or multiple designs that are super awesome. I'm stoked to release them, so stay tuned for that. A little peek into the future of what the next video will be from the Bahamas. If you guys like that flying over the cloud footage, which was unreal to experience in person, there is more of that coming. I mentioned that it would be 102 miles. It ended up being over 130 mile cross country all the way out to the West End. Insane adventure, like Icarus style, actual danger. Like no joke, I was scared at times. I was uncomfortable, but it was a mission, it was an adventure, and I got some really sick footage. So stay tuned for that. Drop a like if you like the video, and make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell and everything so you don't miss the final episode from the Bahamas. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Till the next one, peace out.